Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to go for some questions that have come up in Capgemini. So the thing with Capgemini test is which was conducted this year, that is for the batch of 2020 who are going to join Capgemini in the next year of 2021 as soon as they would ask you to get into their company. So the recruitment process have actually started and they have conducted a test also. So here I have some questions with me. The recruitment test, the online test of Capgemini, which was conducted a few days ago, it was conducted in sets. It was conducted in three sets, set A, B, and C. And the thing with Capgemini online written test, which is the first step of any recruitment process, is when you go for the recruitment process, first step would be a online test, the written exam. What they asked this year was four different sections. They asked a pseudo code where you have to do the coding. Next thing what they asked for was programming MCQ, where they gave you MCQ questions regarding languages C, C++, Java, SQL, DBMS, operating system, OOPS, all those things were asked. Next, they took a written exam of English, that is your verbals, spoken and written, that was taken, followed by an exam for aptitude, which was taken in the format of gamified aptitude test. So what we're going to do today is I have a set of 10 questions and we're going to look at the questions that have come up in set C of that particular exam. So we are going to very quickly go on to all those questions and see what are the kind of questions that have come up, how to deal with those questions, and what all are the important things that needs to be kept into mind. So the first question, as we read here, it is a sum of 3000 is distributed among A, B, and C. C gets two-thirds of what B and C got together. C gets one-third of what A and B got together. C's share is. Very simple question. So how we are going to progress is, let A's share plus B's share and C share. We know total distribution was 3000. So A plus B plus C is going to be 3000. That is the first equation that we have. Next, it is given in the question that A gets two-thirds of what B and C get together. So B and C, they're getting something together. A is getting two-thirds of that. This is my second equation. Next equation that could be formed is C gets one-third of what A and B are getting together. One-third of that is obtained by C. Okay, so one-third of A and B together, it is obtained by C. This is my third equation. So progressing from the third equation, because I need to find C's share, let's go from the third equation itself. So A plus B becomes 3C. Let's say this is the first equation obtained. So I'm going to put fourth equation in first. So A plus B, in place of that, let's put 3C. So 3C plus C equals to 3000. So my value of C from here directly comes out to be rupees 750. Okay, so from here 4C becomes 3000, value of C becomes 750. So C's share is rupees 750. Very easy question, just formation of equations was the important part. My answer is C. Next, so a question based on time, speed and distance here. So Jake is faster than Paul. Jake and Paul. Okay, first line important. Jake and Paul each walk 24 kilometers. Okay, the sum of their speeds is 7 and the sum of their times taken by each one of them is 14 hours. Then Jake's speed is equal to. So we have to find Jake's speed. So what we can do is, let's say Jake's speed is X and Paul's speed is y. Both of them we are assuming in kilometers per hour because all the other values are also given to us in kilometers per hour. Okay, now given sum of their speeds is 7, that is x plus y is 7 kilometers per hour, first equation. Now from here I am going to write y, that is speed of Paul, as 7 minus x. Okay, so I'm going to do a little conversion. Now I know time taken, they are walking, each one of them is walking 24 kilometers, and it is given to me that the time taken by them together, whatever the time they're taking, if I'm adding it, it becomes 14 kilometers. So what I can do is speed is equals to distance upon time. But I know time is equals to distance upon speed because these three terms, speed, distance, and time, these are interconvertible. So I can write speed in terms of time, I can write time in terms of speed, all those could be done. I know distance here is 24. So I know, let's say T1 and T2 are the times. So I know T1 plus T2, it is equals to 14 hours. So I'm going to write T1, that is time taken by the first person, Jake. It will be 24 by x, time equals to distance by speed, plus 24 by y, time t2 is time taken by Paul, is equals to 14 hours. Now I already told y is equals to 7 by 7 minus x. Why I have done that was so that I can use it here. Instead of y, I can write 7 minus x and equals to 14. So we can always do the conversion. Let's take 24 to the other side. My equation remains 1 by x plus 1 by 7 minus x is equals to 14 by 24. When we solve this, we'll get two values of x. When you will solve this, this will become a quadratic at x and you'll get two values of x. X will come out to be either 3 or 4. X will come out to be either 3 or 4. Accordingly, y will come out to be either 4 or 3. Because what was y? Y was 7 minus x. So if x is 3, y would be 4. If x is 4, y would be 3. Now, it is told in the question that first line, Jake is faster than Paul. So Jake is faster than Paul. That means obviously my speed of Jake is the greater of the two values 3 and 4. So the answer for Jake's speed, it comes out to be 4 kilometers per hour, which is option D. Very simple question. All I had to do was use the interconversion property of time, speed, and distance. That is, I can always write time as distance by speed, or I can write speed as distance by time. All of that can always follow up. Okay, next question. A child was looking for his father. He went 90 meters in the east before turning to his right. Okay, so time question based on direction. So we can always draw east, west, north, and south for a reference somewhere in the corner so that we don't get confused for directions as to where we need to move. Okay, so let's take a starting point. Let's say this is my starting point A. 90 meters in the east. 90 meters in the east is straight the person is going towards right hand side. Let's say this is the point where he stops, B. This is 90 meters before turning to his right. Now the person is facing obviously towards this side, facing to the right. Before turning to the right, he's moving 90 meters. He went 20 meters before turning to the right again to look for his father. Now, right from this position would be going towards south. So here 20 meters the person has moved. Let's say this is position C. After this, again person is facing towards south, right would be towards west. He goes 30 meters. So 30 meters, this is the 30 meters where he's going. Let's say this is point D. Important thing here is to take into consideration which direction you're going to face up, and always write how much distance has been traveled. 30 meters from this point. Okay, his father was not there. From there, he went 100 meters to the north before meeting his father in the street. Okay, now he's moving 100 meters to the north. North is obviously the upper direction. So let's say this is point E. This whole thing is 100 meters. DE whole thing is 100 meters. Now, question is how far did the son meet his father from the starting point? What they're asking me is this distance AE. I know this is a right triangle. First, I went from A to B. I'm putting an arrow this side. Then B to C, C to D, D to E is where he went. If this is 20 meters, if I name a point F, if BC is 20 meters, DF is also going to be 20 meters. Remaining distance, if this 20 is already covered, FE is going to be 80 meters. Now, if DC is 30 meters, FB. This distance is also going to be 30 meters. Remaining distance here is 60 meters. So your AF comes out to be 60 meters. What is asked to me? Asked to me is AE, value of AE. This is where he is from his starting position. I know this is a right angled triangle. For right angled triangle, I can always use the Pythagoras theorem. Value of AE would be under root of 80 square plus 60 square. When you will solve this, this comes out to be 6400 plus 3600 under root of 10,000. My answer is 100 meters. So how far is he from his starting point? He's 100 meters away from his starting point. My answer is option D. Very simple. Only keep into point where we are moving. Next. Okay. Assuming f of 1 equals to 0, f of m plus n is given to us, fm plus fn plus 4 into 9 into mn minus 1 for all natural numbers. Specifically talking about integers greater than 0, m and n is as given. We need to find the value of f of 17. Okay, now we are always going to deal for integers, that is m and n. We are going to begin the substitution. We are going to begin with m equals to 1 and n equals to 1. Beginning with m and n both equal to 1. So f of 1 plus 1 equals to f of 1 plus f of 1 plus 4 into 9 into 1 into 1 minus 1. So f of 2 finally comes out to be given to me. F of 1 is 0. This is 0 plus 0 plus 9 minus 1, 8. 8 into 4 is 32. So f of 2 comes out to be 32. I have the value of f of 2. F of 1 was given to me. Next, what we can do is, let's go for m equals to 2, n equals to 2. Why am I going for just the integer values? Because already mentioned in the question, all natural numbers. So I cannot take 2.5 or 3.7, something of that sort. So m equals to 2, n equals to 2, f of 4 needed. So f of 4 becomes f of 2 plus f of 2 plus 4 into 9 into 2 into 2 minus 1. When we will solve this, f of 2, 32, 32 plus 32, 64. 64 plus 9, 4 times 36, 36 minus 1, 35, 35 into 4. My answer comes out to be 204. So f of 4 is found already. Next thing what I'm going to do is, I'm going to find out m equals to 4 and n equals to 4. I'm going to find out these two values. Okay. Why am I going to do this? Because I know whatever format is given to me, it is f of m plus n. So the 17 I can always write as f of 16 plus 1. So for getting up to 16, I'll have to progress in terms of even numbers only. Okay, so I'm going to go for even numbers only. So f of, we're going for m equals to 4, n equals to 4. So this becomes f of m plus n, f of 8 equals to f of 4 plus f of 4 plus 4 into 9 into 4 into 4 minus 1. So when we put up all these values, it becomes f of 4 is 204. So it's 204 plus 204, 408 plus 4 into 143. On solving this, this comes out to be 980. Okay, now f of 8 is sorted. Let's use m equals to 8 and n equals to 8. Let's use this also. M equals to 8, n equals to 8. I am finally getting to f of 16. Why all this efforts? So that I can get f of 16. Because once I have f of 16, f of 17 becomes easy. F of 17 is f of 16 plus 1. I have f of 1. I needed f of 16. F of 16, when you will put up all these values, it will come out to be 4260. F of 16 becomes f of 8 plus f of 8 plus 4 into 9 into 8 into 8 minus 1 comes out to be 4260. Last step remaining, f of 17, f of 16 plus 1. So what is f of 16 plus 1? F of 16 plus f of 1 plus 4 into 16 into 1 minus 1. On solving this, you will get the value as 4832. My answer is option D. Very easy this was. I needed to see how to go to f of 17. F of 17, if in the given format as mentioned in the question, I can write it as f of 16 plus 1. For getting 16, I have to go in even number of ways. So I went by even number of ways. My answer is option D. Next question. Two numbers given to me, 272, 738 and 232, 342 when divided by n, which is a two-digit number, leaves the remainder 13 and 17 respectively. Find the sum of the digits of n. Okay. Now, remainders are given to me as 13 and 17 respectively. That means whatever your two-digit number is, it is n, it has to be greater than 17. Any number less than 17 will not leave a remainder 17. So first thing that is very clear, it has to be greater than 17. Next, I know dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. This is the rule of division. Okay, so I'm going to write the numbers 272, 738 in this format only. Let's say that the first number it is a, first divisor, let's say it is a, or the first question that I'm getting, it is a plus remainder 13. Now 2 3 2 3 4 2 equals to n into second quotient b plus 17. I need to have the value of n of a and n of b. N into a is 272725. N of b 232325. Okay, first equation and second equation, these are my points of observation. The last two digits, when I look at this, the two last digits, these are 25. The last two digits are 25. So n that I'm getting, this n value, it has to be 25 because any number greater than 25 will not give me the last two digits as 25. So no other two-digit number greater than 25 is going to give me this. Okay, hence this value of n, it becomes 25. I can find out my quotients, I can find out a and b, but that is not what my question is. My question is find the value of n, sum of digits of n. So finally I have n. I can find sum of digits of n. It is 2 plus 5. My answer comes out to be 7. So value of sum of digits of n, it comes out to be 7. That is option A. Next question. I have a series and I need to find the wrong number in the sequence, which is nothing but an odd man out. Okay, so it's 60, 48, 38, 28, 60, 48, 38, 28, 24, 20, and 18. This is what is the sequence that is given to me. What is the wrong number in the sequence? So let's try to go it in a little ascending order. Let's not go from 60, let's progress from 80. 18. First thing what we always see is the difference. So 18 and 20 difference is 2. Then 4. Then again it is 4. Difference comes out to be 10. 10 and 12. Okay, now this is what the difference is that is given to me. So one thing that is clear to me is first the difference was increasing. It went from 2 to 4. Here also you can see it went from 10 to 20. So something obviously went wrong here in between. Something went wrong. 24 is correct. Then after 24 something went wrong. Maybe 28 was wrong. Maybe 38 was wrong. What went wrong somewhere here? So one thing that I can observe is the difference is increasing by 2. The difference is increasing by 2. So obviously the next difference should have been 4 and it should be 6. Okay. So according to that, my wrong number here is 28. It should not be 28. It should be 24 plus 6, that is 30, and the rest of the sequence is given according to that. So wrong number here, it is 28. How did we go to it? We went with the difference of the numbers. Okay. Next question. Parameter of a right of an equilateral triangle is equal to perimeter of a hexagon. Ratio of the areas is what they're asking to me. Okay. Equilateral triangle and a hexagon is taken into consideration. I know one thing, that if I put together six hexagons, if I put together six equilateral triangles, I can always form one hexagon. So six equilateral triangles, they can form one regular hexagon. Okay. Now let's say that the side of equilateral triangle is A and the side of a hexagon it is B. Okay. So perimeter of the triangle, it will be equal to 3A, right? Perimeter of the hexagon, it is going to be 6B. Now, it is given to me that the perimeters are equal, that is 3A is equals to 6B. So my A is equals to 2B. Okay, now area of the equilateral triangle. Area of equilateral triangle, I know it is root 3 by 4A square. Area of the hexagon. We know if I put together six equilateral triangles, I can form one hexagon. So I can always write it in this format only. 6 into root 3 by 4, and the side here of the hexagon, it's B, that is what is going to be the side of the equilateral triangle also. So this becomes 6 into root 3 by 4 into B square. Okay, ratio of the areas is needed. Let's take first this consideration, then I have one more equation, that A equals to 2B. Root 3 by 4 out, root 3 by 4 out. A square, let it be A square, or instead of A, let's put 2B. So this becomes 4B square is equals in ratio with 6B square. B square goes out. My ratio of area comes out to be 2 is to 3. So what is the ratio of their areas? The ratio of areas is 2 is to 3. Simple approach. I know if I put together six equilateral triangles, I can form out one hexagon. With respect to that, and the line that perimeter of equilateral triangle is equal to perimeter of the hexagon, we formed a relation and we got the answer. My answer is 2 is to 3. Next question. A takes 12 hours to make a publication. B takes 10 hours to make a publication. Find the time taken by them to make two publications working independently. Okay, let's say publication by A, P1, publication by B, P2. A is taking 12 hours, B is taking 10 hours. Let's say both of them, they're starting at the same time, and both of them are starting at 10 a.m. in the morning. Both of them are starting at 10 a.m. First person is taking 12 hours. So by 12 p.m., A finishes, and 10 hours person B is taking. That means by 8 p.m., the work of B would be completed. So find the time taken by them to make two publications working independently. With this, I can always conclude that by 10 p.m., both of them had done their work. So starting point for both of them was 10 a.m. only. By 10 p.m., both of them had completed the work. So actually, the time taken by them to make two publication, it was just 12 hours. It is not 12 hours of first and 10 hours of the second. No. The time taken by them to make two publication, it is 12 hours. A lot of people make this mistake. They do 12 plus 10 and they give the answer as 22. We need to avoid that. Take a common time from where they start, see after a particular time where they're standing, and get the answer. Okay, next question. Which of the following numbers must be added to 5, 6, 7, 8 to get a remainder of 35 when divided by 460? Okay, now again the same theory, dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay, now dividend is 5, 6, 7, 8. Divisor, we need to find out. Divisor, we have 460 into quotient plus remainder is 35. Now see, 460 into something plus 35. So obviously this number is greater than 4600, that is 46 into 10. So it will go by hit and trial and will say that the quotient is something that is greater than 10. Maybe it can be 11, 12, 13. But obviously the number is less than 9200. So the quotient is going to be somewhere between 10 and 20 only. Okay, so we are going to go for, let's say, the first number. If it is something like 12, 12 4 times 48, it will be greater than 12 also. Let's say it is 13. If it is 13, so something which of the following numbers must be added. Let's say the number to be added is x. So x plus 5678 equals to 460 into 13 plus 35. When you will solve this, x comes out to be 337, not in the option. That means my quotient is not 13. Let's go for quotient as 14. So x plus 5678 equals to 460 into 14 plus 35. Okay, again, x value comes out to be 797. They're in the option, but I have bigger numbers also. I have 980 and 955 also. So let's check for 15 as well. So x plus 5678 is equals to 460 into 15 plus 35. When you will solve this, x value comes out to be 1717, a very big value, not in the option. So what number must be added to 5678 to get remainder of 35 when divided by 460? My answer comes out to be option B, that is 797. In this question, the difficult part was not what to find to be added, but what needs to be multiplied. What was my quotient? That is what we need to find out. Okay. Next question. A number when divided by 375 leaves 5 as the remainder. If the number is divided by 17, what is the remainder? Okay. 357 I can write as 17 into 21. 357 I'm writing as 17 into 21. It can be written very easily. Again, the same rule, dividend equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay, so if I'm writing something, let's say that the number is divided by 17 and what is the remainder. So let's say that the number that we're looking for is n and the quotient is x for the time being. Okay, so my n is 357 into x plus 5. Okay, now number is divided by 17. What is the remainder? 357 I can write always as 17 into 21 into x plus 5, and n is equals to this. Again, in this case also, whatever your number you're going to use up, whatever is your number, it is again written in the format of 357 and 1721. So whatever your new number is going to be, it will also have the same remainder. So number when it is going to be divided by 357, it is leaving a remainder 5. Now if it is divided by 17, what is going to be the remainder? 357 I wrote as 17 into something. What is going to be the remainder? It is again going to be 5 because 357 is 17 into 21. Okay, so it's like playing with the numbers. They played with the number here, that they gave 357 as a multiplication of 17. Again, they multiplied a number and wrote it in the same format, and just to confuse, they asked you the remainder again. So my answer again would be 5 only. My answer would be option